Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Barchi here, back again, bringing you guys another video. This time I've got a bit of tank gameplay for you guys. I'm going to go through maybe a few things about, some people kind of feel that it's a little bit overpowered, and so I'm going to go through maybe a few tips for you guys to use it, to maybe use it to the best of its ability. So guys, jumping into the game here, as you can see, I take out two enemies pretty quickly off the bat. It is really good. Like, this is probably one of my favorite things about the game so far that I've used is the light tank. The light tank is just, it's an absolute powerhouse. Especially the way I'm using it, I'm kind of using my teammates around me, and my teammates are coming with me and sticking with the tank, because it is quite slow. It's a bit slower than maybe your own running pace. But it is, I actually died there, so I just cut it and then got back to here. And then that guy in that same tank, I end up going back and stealing that tank from him. But yeah, having your teammates around you is it's a lot more useful, and it makes it a lot easier to kind of survive in the tank. And, you know, sometimes they can run around and take people out who, you know, might be causing you a bit of difficulty. But, about it being overpowered, a lot of people seem to think it's overpowered. I've seen a lot of stuff on social media, on you know, Twitter and stuff, about saying it needs to be nerfed and it's a little bit overpowered. But I do want to say I think those people are completely wrong. I don't think it's overpowered in any way. I think it's quite easy to take out. It doesn't have the highest damage. You know, it can't take the most amount of damage. I think a tank mine that you have with the assault class does 36 damage to it. So if you hit two clean shots with that, I mean, what is that? That's already 72 damage taken away from it. So I mean, it really doesn't have much, you know, much protection. And as well as that, you can also have a tank grenade. So if you've thrown a tank grenade plus you've got your two tank mines, you can pretty much take it out as a solo soldier, and I think that actually makes it a little bit underpowered. I don't think one person should be able to just take out a tank on their own without any help from anyone. But it's just about being smart around it. When you're coming up against somebody using one, you've just got to try and make sure you're smart about it, and you don't just, you know, run blindly at them. You know, you want to stay away from them realistically, because I mean, they should have an advantage. They are in a tank, so it should be difficult for you to kill them. So really, it's just about being smart when you do come up against one. But like I said, I'm going to go into the tips about using it. So when you're using the light tank, I feel like what I've done in this gameplay is completely wrong. It isn't what you should do. As you can see, I've gone to E, which is the furthest away point on the entire map. I mean, traveling from E, as you can see, I've split the gameplay up, because the time from traveling to E to G is a long time. I mean, it took, I think it was like a total of 2 minutes. 2 minutes of gameplay time just to travel to another place is quite a long time. So you do want to stay in an area which is quite compact, where there's a couple of flags. You can jump between the flags, you know, and defend them, and, you know, as well as cap them with your teammates. So you want to stay away from, you know, going from a G to an E, and more like, if it's this map, which is a good way to base it on, because this is what the map everyone's playing at the minute, you kind of want to stay around that C, B, F, G sort of area, because between those four flags, I mean, to get from G to probably B is probably going to take you around 2 minutes, but during that time you'll have run through two flags, so you're definitely going to run into some enemies, so you're going to be able to get some kills, as well as you're either going to be protecting those flags or getting those flags back. And that seemed to be really useful for me. It won me a lot of games. Anytime I've really used the tank, I've tended to win the game, because I have my teammates as well around me. As you can see there, I take a guy out with one bullet in a car and end up killing two enemies. You really don't want to be running at this thing with the car, because I mean, realistically, you're just going to get absolutely murked. Another thing is, you need to make sure you switch between the two guns. I feel like the spray ammo is a lot better for taking out infantry, but the shell ammo is better for taking out other vehicles, which it realistically should be. As you can see there, again, I jumped from G to E, which just isn't smart. You really just shouldn't do that. But also, another thing is, I think switching views, which I haven't done in this gameplay very much, is like switch between you know, looking at the overall tank and being inside of the tank, I feel like when you're firing your weapon, it's a lot easier to be inside the tank. It looks okay maybe in this gameplay, but you do have to aim quite a bit above the person when you're outside the tank, whereas when you're in the tank you can aim more directly at them and it's a bit easier to take them out. But I definitely feel you should probably, when you're about to fire your weapon, jump into the main view where you're looking through the tank. It just does help with accuracy and helps you helps you know, hit those shots a lot quicker. Whereas, you know, as you can see when I'm outside, I'm missing loads of shots, and the time to reload is quite a while, because what I assume happens is, you know, you shoot one bullet, the one cap comes out and the next cap goes in for the reload. So it takes, you know, it's going to take about 2 seconds for it to change onto the next shell, which is quite a long time as far as gameplay time goes. As you can see that, I mean, I just completely failed to kill that guy, and I mean, he was sitting still. Whereas if I'd switched into the view of inside the tank, I probably would have been able to take him out quite quickly. And that's another thing I just want to quickly mention, is being the squad leader. All the extra points for Captain Flags makes a huge difference. Like, it really does. I'm sure once it comes to the actual game, it'll rank you up a lot faster. So definitely get someone who remembers to do that. I sort of am the leader of that in my group of friends, because it's something that I've just got used to doing now. Every time I look at a new flag or decide we're going to cap a new flag, I mark it and make it a new tank. And this is the other point where I just die here, is avoid going into contact with other tanks. You know, other tanks tend to take you out fairly quickly. You don't really want to get into fights with other tanks. As you can see there, I had the highest KD in that game. I think I went 15-1. I had that last death didn't count for some reason. I don't know why, but I had a death earlier on when I jumped out of the tank again. And again, that was because I was in a battle with another tank. You really, with the light tank, you don't want to be getting into fights with other tanks. I think once I skip the next page here, you'll see I have I think I got the most caps and the highest KD, which, you know, it is really, that's why it's so good to use the tank, because you get so many caps and it really does help out the team quite a bit. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Peace. And I really messed up the outro, but thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button. Peace.